Welcome to the TDC Today Show USA. My name is Sue Roscoff, and we are thrilled to have you joining us here today as we have some wonderful guests joining us. We are loving all this that we get to do with the Disability Channel. So TDC, the Disability Channel out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The Disability Channel, they do free training for persons with disabilities. They can have an introduction to accessible content production, social media, captioning using YouTube, assistive technologies and accessible documents, podcasting, marketing, inclusive and accessible design. It is amazing what the Disability Channel is able to do with introducing accessible content in a free 14-week instructor-led program that's presented by All We're Limited and in partnership with Mohawk College and the provincial and federal governments of Canada. So it's an amazing opportunity going on in Canada, and also with what we are doing to partner up and bring as much of this as we can to the States as soon as we're able to bring it to the States. They've got a great thing going up there, and we have totally enjoyed the experiences we've had so far, hitching our wagon on with the Disability Channel and Jay Stoyan and all the wonderful people over there. So with the Disability Channel here and our TDC Today Show USA, I am going to pass the baton over to Ms. Emily Gomer to do some introductions here for our show today. So Emily, over to you.
Welcome everybody to our TDC Today Show today. So we have a couple of great guests today. We have Debbie Hayes out of Arizona, and then we have our longtime contributor of Mariana Waikiki, who's been on with us a number of times. But I think we are going to start off with Debbie, who hails from Arizona and is in the pet business. And with pet treats and anything like regarding pets, especially dogs. So I think we can bring Debbie in here to briefly say who she is, what she does. So hello, Debbie.
Hi, Emily. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'd like to start off with a story. I wasn't feeling very well one day a couple weeks ago, and I was laying on my couch, and I looking across the living room, and here was my dog laying on his bed, just with his head down on his paw, totally asleep, looking so peaceful. And I thought, well, I know dogs, pets in general, can really hear well, but I'm going to say this really quietly so I won't disturb him. And I go, I love you. And he didn't lift his head up, but he his eyes blinked, and then his little ears went up. And I knew that he heard me. And the point is that we want our pets to be safe and secure, and we want them to feel the unconditional love that we feel for them, just like they feel it for us. We also want them to live longer, but along with that goes a good quality of life. And that's what I do, because I believe that I've found an answer so that we can give a good quality of life to our fur babies. So what happens at your house on the 4th of July? And this is really why it was important for me to be here today, because the 4th of July is coming up. I know my dog used to shake uncontrollably. I honestly thought he was going to have a heart attack and pace, and was just terrified of fireworks. Does that sound familiar with people?
Very. Our dog she has a hiding spot. She goes and hides because she hates the fireworks.
Yes. And did you know that the 4th of July is the most dangerous day of the year for animals?
Mm-mm.
But it does make sense, doesn't it, Sue?
It does.
Yeah, with the loud noise of the fireworks and
right. And so they get that adrenaline going because they're so afraid. And then their owners, I don't think mine would go outside, but the owners put the dogs outside. Well, now they can jump the fence because
Mhm.
of the adrenaline that's going. So oh, hi there.
She just
Hey,
walked
Minnie.
in, so I figured good timing for her to say hi.
Yes. So they can jump the fence, they get out. Even horses, which you don't normally think about, but horses don't like the fireworks either. They
Mm.
might injure themselves, and the reason they're injuring themselves is because they're trashing their stall, trying to get out of the stall, or trying to find some way of relieving themselves from these strange noises that they don't usually hear. So not an uncommon reaction. Consequently, according to my friend Diana, the rescue shelters are full to the brim, if they're not already, but on July 5th, because there are so many pets that get out and end up getting taken to the shelters. So we
Wow.
don't want to be some of those people, do we?
Mhm.
There was another friend of mine had a friend that had a Weimaraner, that the tongue twister dog, that would hide under the bed the whole time. But not only that, just stay under the bed after the 4th of July, just hiding from the noise that must have still been going on in his or her head. And they started taking the CBD dog treats that we offer. And now we'll just go over and lay down on her bed. And it's not that you can't still hear a little bit and know something's going on, but don't have that same effect where, like with me, I said, I thought my dog was going to have a heart attack some days. So getting picked up at the shelter, all the stress that they go through, that's not something that we want for our animals. Most of you might think of traditional medicine as big pharma, because that's what we've grown up with. And that's sort of what we've been taught to think of as traditional. But I'm going to say traditional medicine is natural medicine. Okay. Medicine that's been around for thousands of years, which is what we incorporate. And I do want to point out that years and years ago, when the Indians were fighting on horseback before they even had guns, it was still quite chaotic on the battlefield because there was a lot of yelling going on, etc. They used to actually feed hemp oil to their horses so that the horses, not to get the horses high. And we do have human products too, but if you think I'm going to tell you about something that can get you high, I hate to disappoint, but it is just a medicinal product. Anyway, they would give the Indians would give their horses the hemp oil, because then they could go out on the battlefield and it would make them pause. It would make them make better decisions because they could be more clear-headed at that time. So, likewise, our dogs, if we give them the CBD oil, or horses, we do actually have product for horses, then they can do better. And it is obviously an amazing treat with a purpose. You can give it different ways, but one thing I don't want you to think is the animal is in charge. I hear that so often. Well, I'm not going to give that to my animal because they didn't like it. Well, your animal has cancer. It might help the cancer. So which is more important, that they don't like it or that there's a possibility that it'll help with the cancer, right? So we don't want them to be going through that on the holidays. What do you think the second most dangerous day of the year is for them?
That's a good question. Well, I'm thinking fireworks here. What else? When else do we have fireworks? Parades around here is a lot with parades and that type of thing.
Like Memorial
New
Day.
Year's. New Year's Day, is that another one that often has a lot of fireworks?
Yeah. There's always, at least in my house, I'm not at my house, but that you can hear
Nearby.
from right?
Yeah.
So, but you're right, there might be other things like parades and so forth, but those two specific days are the two most dangerous of the year for our pets. anyway, my point was that we're doing something that we're doing right for our pets. So we want to be in control. And if they don't say they don't like the biscuit, then let's find a way to give them the biscuit that they're going to take it. Like wrap it in food, even if you have to like bat it so that it's in little tiny pieces and put it with their dog food. But anyway, to get them to take it so that they can enjoy the benefits.
Mm.
So CBD overall modulates the system, and this goes for humans as well as the pets. So lets them be calm. So say you have a young dog that doesn't like to be, well, any age dog, sometimes they don't like to be left alone. Can calm them down when they're there by themselves. If a dog has joint problems or arthritis, the CBD biscuits or the oil can help them, because we offer the oil as well. And for the young dogs, the ones that you have that are yip, yip, yip and running all around the house, and they can be really cute until they're not, because they've been doing it for so much. So that can calm them down as well. So one thing to look for when you're getting CBD is to make sure that the product is third-party certified. I mean, everybody's selling CBD, let's face it. But how do you know whether the CBD is a good enough quality that you would want to give to your fur babies, right? So third-party certified is just what it sounds. A third party that has no direct interest comes in, and we have them check every batch to make sure that there's no mold, there's nothing in there that would be harmful, that would decrease the quality of the CBD oil. The other thing is that I bought some one time, and when I showed it to my enroller for this program, he was like, okay, look, it says CBD 37, CBD 37, but it's supposed to have 1,000. And the rest was all hemp oil, which is sort of just like a regular oil. So we want to make sure that that we're getting them the best when we think that we're giving them something that can help them. So you can get information about this at my website, which is deb.petclub247.com. And that'll give you information. There's a video. There's a way to order from there. You can contact me with questions. So moving on to a little bit more about the products that we have. The company was started actually because this medicinal mushroom was being used in the Far East. It's been used in the Far East for thousands of years. And this fellow's mother had stage 4 cancer. So he contacted somebody in Japan that he knew, and they sent, they sent some of the mushroom tablets over for the mother. And it was one of those situations that we've all heard about, sadly, where the Sloan Kettering in this case said, we've done all we can for you, go home and enjoy your family, get your affairs in order. And a few months later, they found out, oh, she's still alive. And they had her come in and they couldn't find any more cancer. So yeah, true story. So, and we have a lot of testimonials like that for both pets and humans. So fast forward a number of years, the mother had already died, but not of cancer, something else. And about 6 years or so ago, these 4 friends, one of them whose mother was in the story, were sitting around and they're going, oh my gosh, we all 4 lost a pet this last month to cancer.
Wow.
Did you know 65% of dogs get cancer?
I did not know that.
65%. So yeah, that's a lot, huh? So they said, well, why can't we take this medicinal mushroom and put it in dog treats? And that's how the company got started. So we have it in most of our treats, in some of our dog food, And even it turns out that even the toys that we give to our pets are not necessarily the healthiest that they should be for the pets. So we do have a few dog, or sorry, pet. I'm all so partial because I have a dog, sorry. But so they make some they make modifications from what the normal large companies will do. The large companies that would rather put money in their pockets than do what's best for the pets. So
it's amazing. It hits home in a lot of ways because, obviously we've got our dog here and she luckily gets to say hi with us today. I actually would love to have Marianne come on in and join our conversation here too. Emily, you want to introduce Marianne to everybody?
Yeah, so we have Marianne of Waikiki. We met Marianne through the Happy Neighborhood Project. Just like we did Debbie, we met Debbie through the Happy Neighborhood Project too. But Marianne is an author, app developer, has a book series. And so Marianne, why don't you come in here and say a little bit about about your project?
Well, thank you, Emily, Kurt, and Sue, for letting me come on and speak about the Acts of Kindness series. I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series featuring 200 folk Manus puppets, animal characters, and my books are written for animation movies with sign language characters. So, Debbie, you're amazing to listen to because when I was growing up, I had the experience of our family dog jumping a fence and his loss of life over a 4th of July weekend. So I have been there through the experience. And yeah, it is. Animals are vibrational beings and very sensitive. And I talk about hearing loss. So just imagine what it's also doing to their auditory system, and they're protectors for us as well. So I had the opportunity in Waikiki, Hawaii to interpret sign language for a deaf man with a beautiful service dog named Woofy, was a Pomeranian, for over a decade. And I had the opportunity to speak with him this morning on his way to the gym. He had they're having some transportation problems for persons with disabilities in California in his area. And he missed some his interview appointments. He actually became a veterinary assistant after he left Hawaii, Debbie. And I got a job at SeaWorld, and he's going to be working with some people with dementia. So again, they were having some challenges with the transportation this morning, so we had to speak early. But anyway, he's very in tune with everything. And we are all on this planet, humans, animals, plants, trees are all vibrational energy. And yes, with unconditional love. And it was just a great morning with him. I got my morning going. The last time I spoke with him, the next morning, we had a lot of birds chirping outside my door, which meant that we're getting messages from higher spiritual beings. And so I've had the opportunity to have, I don't own my own pets, but sailing with dogs. And as we speak, the captain just called me from the sailboat. He's going to put the sailboat up for the summer. We're getting ready for hurricane season over here. I'm actually south of you now, Debbie. I'm in San Carlos, Mexico. Okay. And on that journey, he bought a little husky puppy. And we sailed with her, and now she's full grown. And we were talking about even concerns with her for him going camping, how a wolf in the desert, the lead wolf would seek her out and then bring the pack there. So I'm going to remind him too about this information, 4th of July and the fireworks and where he ties her up or where he's going to be as well. And I'd like to learn more about your products. I do have a really good friend that's they brought in hospice with bone cancer. He's been very athletic like Jack LaLanne. I'd like to share this magic mushroom stuff and information with him. And yeah, so shift is happening. Had a great morning again, creatively writing. I'm also taking the Mel Robbins launch course for the next several months. So I'm getting very creative ideas from her, able to post, and I'm just having some good fun. So that will keep me busy while the sailboat will be up, and went down to the thrift store and got a bunch of flashlights and going to get candles. And we went through hurricane season last October, Hurricane K. And this time around, it's going to be a little bit different. So anyway, great to have you on, Debbie. Amazing information to share. And yeah, thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Marianne.
Yeah, thank you so much. What an interesting direct connection. You've had that same experience with how beneficial what Debbie does is going to be for so many people. So what the product can do for families, for their pets, that's perfect. So, and with that, if you want, I'm hoping you can stick around for another episode here. We're gonna actually do I want to mention real quick about the Good Friends World Tour 2023 that is happening with the Disability Channel. We are sharing our journey with millions of people worldwide through performance, radio, TV, social media, and media, proudly sponsored by the Disability Channel and our valued partners. We're also honored and privileged to bring awareness and support to Project Die Hard. So that is a veterans organization that is near and dear to our hearts, and we'd love to share more about what they're all doing and how they're benefiting our vets. Now, with this Good Friends World Tour, there is a June 2023 launch. That's like now, right? In Cleveland, Ohio, and Toronto, Ontario, and touring through the USA and Canada, and coming soon to a venue near you. So to find out more with tickets and locations and all the good stuff is located at goodfriendsworldtour.com. That again is goodfriendsworldtour.com. And before we go, though, actually, Deb, if you want to mention again, what is your website where if people want more information about these products you've been talking about? Can you share that again?
Sure. deb.petclub247.com.
Perfect. So deb.petclub247.com, and you can find a lot more information there. So that is it for this episode of the USA, or the TDC Today Show USA. We're so glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much. Bye for now.